Hey, what's up everybody? Stan Conrad from The Greek for All is here. We must have a subject in English. Even when we have rain outside, we create the subject. We say, it is raining. And this is why it's crucial to find the subject in Greek sentences. So in this video, I'm going to share 4 surest ways to find the subject, and number 3 is by far my favorite. So let's begin. So the very first way how we can find the subject is through the lexical forms. The lexical forms are the forms which you find in the Greek lexicons. In other words, this is the vocabulary which you build. When you learn new Greek words, you are actually learning your subjects. So for example, here we have 4 words: adelphos, brother; teknon, child; telones, tax collector; and gyne, a woman or a wife. Every time when you see the words which you learn in your vocabulary in the exact same form as they are written, the same way as you learn them, so when you see these words in the text, this is most likely going to be your subject. So the very first way to find your subject is through the lexical forms. And one of the ways how you can build your vocab is through the app, and I have designed a very nice app to learn new words. So many people tried it and commented that this is the best app on the market to learn words. The illustration are very memorable, so it creates the associations, there is pronunciation, so check it out. So the second way to find your subject is to learn the nominative case endings. From the previous screen, we learned the lexical forms, and the lexical forms are always singular nominative, right? And it can be masculine, neuter, or feminine. So adelphos is a masculine, teknon is neuter, telones is masculine, and this is a feminine noun. So these words give you the singular forms. But what if your subject is plural? And then you will need to learn the nominative case plural forms as well, because the nominative case names your subject. Right here, I placed the plural forms of the same word. So this is what you learn in your dictionary, in your lexical form. And this is the plural form in the nominative case. So neuter will be on, plural will be are. Telones is the word of exception, so this is the lexical form, this is the plural nominative, this is the feminine, all right? So now let's take a look at the table so you understand what I'm talking about. So here we have the paradigms for the case endings of the first, second, and the third declensions. And this is pretty much where you need to focus. This is the nominative singular, so these endings will be in your lexical forms. And the plural forms, nominative forms, are what you need to learn as well. So you pretty much need to focus on this and on this. So when you learn these endings, you will be able to find the subjects in your sentences. So we just covered the word adelphos, which had this ending, and this is the plural, adelphoi. And the next word is neuter, so teknon, right here. The plural form will be tekna. So with the neuter, you need to be a little bit careful because their accusative forms have the same forms, plural. You see here accusative and nominative, and singular also the same, so you need to be a little bit careful. Telones is the word of exception, as I said, so it doesn't have this ending, but we have the plural. So this is the masculine noun which follows the first declension endings, so right. And gyne, this actually needs to be like this as well, so because feminine first declension words have dual endings here. The plural form will be here. So this is actually a very interesting word, how it kind of follows here and then jumps here. Very interesting. So anyway, so when you learn the nominative case endings, this is where you find your subject, because the subject is named by the nominative case. And before I share my favorite way to find subject, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, and leave a short comment, because it really helps the YouTube to promote our video so we could reach more people with the love of God and love for the Greek language. Thank you for this. So the third and my favorite way to find your subject is through the article, the nominative forms. So these articles in the nominative singular and nominative plural. If you learn them, you will be able to find your subject, because these articles, they precede the word in the nominative case, whether it is a noun, adjective, or a participle. And if it's in the nominative case, it is your subject. So what I like about this way is how easy these articles look, and they're very unique. It's very easy to spot them in the text, maybe a little bit harder with the neuter forms. And again, as I said, they look similar to the accusative forms, but the masculine and feminine, very unique, and the masculine forms appear so many times. So let's just, for the sake of experiment, go into the Greek text and see how many of these articles we will be able to spot right there in the text. All right, so here I am in the Gospel of Matthew. Let's just jump somewhere randomly. Chapter 19. Okay, chapter 19. Oh, beautiful. So right here we see the article Jesus. So here is ktisas, hotheos. All right, so hoi. All right, so two. Hoi mathetai. So this is the article. Hodynamenos. This is the article, masculine article. Let's just scroll. Ho agathos, the good. All right, so to, ho Petros, Peter, ho Jesus. If I would highlight all of the articles, here they are, almost in every single text. This is how many of them, and these are the articles in the nominative form. You see article nominative literally everywhere, and it's so easy to spot them. So whenever you read Greek, when you see this article which is placed before the noun in the same gender numbering case, so hoi anthropoi, the people, right? So ho anime, the winds, the sea. So Jesus, son, again Jesus, disciples, Jesus, ochlos, crowd, blind man. So Jesus, crowds, exultantes, those who came out. Okay, beautiful. Brother, Iscariot, okay, Simon, so this is the disciples of Jesus, right? Kingdom, worker, peace. So here we have it, the third method. So here I have the paradigm charts. Right here in this corner we see the first, second, third declensions, endings, the nominative singular, nominative plural. We have the articles and how these paradigms kind of find themselves in participles, in all sorts of the pronouns, demonstrative, personal, relative pronouns, reflexive pronouns. And on the other side, I have everything about the verbs, their endings. This is the beginning Greek in one chart right here. So everyone must know this by heart, and it's good to have it as a reference on your desk when you do your Greek studies. If previous three ways failed to identify the subject, we are dealing with the way number 4, and the subject must be extracted from the verb. If the previous three ways didn't find the subject, it means that the subject is not written explicitly in the text, so we must extract it from a verb. We're going to look at two examples to illustrate this. And the first one is from the Gospel of John, chapter 1, verse 29, very famous text when John the Baptist sees Jesus and says, "This is the Lamb of God who takes away the sin of the world." So let's work with this. So te epaurion, the next day or tomorrow, blepe, so this is our verb, and we can see that this is the third person singular, present active indicative. We know the endings, o, eis, a, omen, et usin, right? So this is our ending third person singular. So whenever I see a verb, actually any verb, I always give it kind of temporary the proper pronoun. Here it's a third person singular, so he sees, and if I find the subject later, I replace this he with that subject. So but in this sentence we're not going to see our subject, so this will be our subject. So let's just continue. Ton is soon, so this is the clearly accusative case, so this is the direct object of this verb. So he sees Jesus. erchomenon, another accusative participle which modifies this accusative. He sees Jesus coming, prosauton, to him, to John the Baptist, and lege, another verb, the same ending as we had right here. So third person singular, and he says. All right, so as you can see, there is no written subject, so all three previous ways would fail. There is no lexical forms here, there is no endings for the nominative case, there is no nominative case in this example, and there is no definite articles in the nominative case, so none of the previous three ways would work here. So we extract the subject from the verb. So this is how we do it. Let's take a look at the second example. So here is another example from the letters to Galatians. Let's just see what we have here. So al is a conjunction, it means but. Hota is another temporal conjunction, which means when, so but when. And here we have our verb eidon. This is the second aorist, first person singular, which I translate I saw, right? This is aorist, so, and the first person means I. So if there is a subject later, I will replace this I with that subject, but for now I just give it this meaning. I saw, hoti, that uk means not or no or don't, and this is another verb. We can see the third person plural ending. They do not walk consistently. This is kind of difficult word which is outside of a normal vocabulary range for majority of students. So don't consistently walk, and here we have a prepositional phrase with the truth of the gospel. All right, so let's just continue. Okay, apon, another second aorist. We can see the same ending as here. So I said, to kefa, to kifa, to Peter, emprosten, improper preposition, which means before everyone. So here we have three verbs. In this sentence, there is no nominative case words, so there is no explicitly written subject. So in this situation, we extract the subject from the verbs, and here we have three of such verbs. So here I saw, this is the third person plural, so we need to say they, and here again it's first person singular, meaning I. So but when I saw that they do not walk consistently with the truth of the gospel, I said to Kepha before everyone. So here you have it. If the first three ways do not identify the subject, we must extract it from the verb. If you enjoyed this video and it helped you to learn, please subscribe to this channel to receive more videos like this. Like it, leave a comment, and share this video with your friends. And finally, I just want to wish you all the best. Learn Greek, love God. I'll see you in the next video.